Okay, hello to anyone who's watching. I'm just trying to set up my stream at the moment. We'll get underway as soon as we can. In the meantime,
Three, two, one. Go.
so yeah, just going to send the link out to the subreddit.
Go.
Let me know if you're watching. I should be able to see comments now. Sorry, this is a little bit hasty because Twitch was down. I'm just looking at, that's the eLTP undrafted section of the draft packet at the moment. So I don't actually know any more information than you about that, I'm afraid. I'm going to temporarily mute the stream while I talk to the captains and work out what's going on. By the way, if anyone could very quickly produce some image to cover the black bar at the bottom, I'd very appreciate that. That black bar's there, so is cut out so that I could not show the draft website URL. But I wasn't expecting the black bar, so that's a slight oops.
I can play both. Equally
Yeah.
as good.
I'm still not sure either.
I know you're gonna play defense.
Alright, cool, we'll launch now, yeah?
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, they swapped in for issue. Alright guys, I'm gonna launch it.
Okay, so it looks like we are getting underway here. Sorry for the technical difficulties to start with, but we're getting into it now. I don't know if I'm going to have any co-commentators. I see Enzi's just joined the channel.
Hey mate, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Can you hear me alright?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Well,
So you're functioning as Anom's pick, is that correct? So he's your manager, but he's the first person added to your team's lineup.
yeah, we are bringing back Palmeiras. Well, no, it's Preventus.
It's listed as Preventus on the draft website. I assume it's going to be. It's actually Palmeiras.
Yeah, obviously I was on Palmeiras last season, and we were probably a bit disappointed not to go all the way, but yeah, back with an on for another one.
Yeah, book suggesting I should be able to hold Alt and drag the screen to crop unnecessary stuff, but it's not working. Heisey is the first one up. QDex straight in at 15. Heisey's played majors before. Has he won majors before? I think he might have done, but he hasn't played for a number of seasons. And occasionally inconsistent, but never bad. He's already
I've been seeing him in pubs a little bit, and I think he should be going for at least 50 in my opinion. I think anything less.
Interesting. I mean, he is listed up there as, at the moment, he's number 2 on the undrafted section, only behind Booyah. He looks like he's going over 50 already. There's still multiple people bidding on it. Is Wiki going to get him for 46? Mucky goes higher. Rick, Wiki, and Mucky all interested. Threek, the only person not to bid so far on Heisey. Some banter with a small jump.
I had him at 65 in my.
65, interesting. It looks like he could get there. He's only 10 off now. Good to see the captains bidding quickly rather than waiting for the time to run down to 0 and then adding 1. That can slow down auction drafts considerably, but this one seems to be going alright. Up to 60. Is he going even higher? Wiki bids 61.
75.
I wonder what position he's going to play. Has anyone got any? You know, Jerry, if he's
I was assuming D just because he definitely played D last time he played. I think that was in season 12. 62. Is that going to be it? Oh, Rick, out of nowhere. Rick hadn't bid for a long time before that. Rick hadn't bid since 46, but might be getting him here. Mucky goes higher.
Yeah, given he's essentially going to play D, it'd be interesting if Mucky gets him, actually. That would be a really solid D, but a lot of his tag wins early on.
Yeah, a Heisey and Mucky defense, you got to be scared of that.
Yeah.
Although, I heard Mucky might be toying with playing O. He keeps going high, he's gone to 67. After a pause in the bidding, it's sped up again.
Wiki's got a lot of euros.
Goes for 67. Damn. Well, we're not hanging around here in the minors draft. Straight in, straight up. Mucky's already spent most of his euros. That
they played together in Marseille in season 11.
Interesting. And now it's Pingu who's been nominated by Sunbanter for 0. Selkie with the jump, Wiki with another jump. How high is Pingu going to go? Past 30 already.
I really appreciate those 3 10 bids in a row. I've got a lot of time for that.
And we will have a lot more time because of it. It's great. Up to 40. How high can Pingu go? Pingu was a pretty key part of the team that came second last season. It looks like a fight now between Wiki and Selkie. QDex interested as well though. Is 41 going to be the price? It's going. It's gone. Pingu's gone to Wiki Chair for 41. Back on the Snipes watch. They were both part of that team last season. I wonder if he's going to try and recreate the whole roster. I think the other key parts were Raylan, Evalimp, or I think signed up as Imperfect this season. And the last part of their team was Comicap. After they did so well last season though, I would be surprised if there weren't some captains showing interest in some of those players.
I think we traded him for Ishii towards the back end of last season. And I didn't actually see the final or their semi-final, but I'm told he played brilliantly across those 2 games. On D, where he was playing primarily O with us.
Interesting.
I think Imp is... I think Wiki will struggle to get both Imp and Raylan for 84, in my opinion.
Ooh. Well, we'll see later, but at the moment it's Piggy who's up. Mucky nominates for 0. There's now a couple of jumps. It's a bit slower than it was for Pingu or Heisey. I wonder if that means it will end up at a lower value. But Piggy has been in eLTP for a long time now, and I don't think he's ever really disappointed in the season. Last season I think he was restricted because his sign-up suggested he wouldn't be on very frequently. But it seems like he is completely unrestricted this season, so he might go higher. He's gone to 43, 53, a jump of 10. That is a big jump for the price it was going at. QX might live to regret it if he goes here. Ooh, Stelky's still interested. Q was safe.
And they're always interesting bids like that, a bit of a power bid when you got, you're 10 seconds or so into an auction for a certain player, and then you throw in a big bid, and it kind of takes everyone by surprise. But I think if QDex had have got that for 53, if he got Piggy, that would have been a steal. So I quite like.
Piggy in YouTube chat. 20. No more than that is a rip-off. So, according to the man himself, this is a rip-off. He's gone for 67 though to QDX.
I like the defense.
You like, yeah, I think that's going to be a really solid defense. It's just going to be whether they can get a good enough offense with their remaining coins to see them through.
They will make it together.
Very balanced. Both going for 67.
And looks like there are there's a couple of sort of draft traps you can have in, especially in the sort of minors draft, is that you have a lot of captains who don't bid up people high enough at the start, which means that the first few picks go really cheap. Those captains essentially win, and there's not, and no one else really has anything to spend their euros on. But these bids show that these captains are serious and ready for this. Gvendelino, the jump to 50 to 60. Ooh.
Oh boy.
Was he D player of the season last season? Played some majors minutes as well. 70. It's not ridiculous, but the jumps mean he's gone to 83 with Wikicha. Wiki doesn't spend 84. He bids 83. He wants that one remaining euro if he gets him. Is anyone going to bid higher than 83 for Gvendelino? It's not. Wiki's got him. And
nasty.
That is huge. Does that mean Wiki must have drafted Pingu and Gvendelino for D, unless he's planning on switching Pingu, which means maybe he's planning on playing O, and he's got a sort of cheap extra O pick to go with it. Interesting. Gvendelino and Pingu as a defense is going to be super solid.
Yeah, definitely.
So far we've had. They're not hanging around. We're straight in on Coma Cup. Wiki is not going to be able to afford him this time. He's already gone straight past Wiki's remaining total of 1. Gone to 23. I think Coma's going higher than 23. I don't know that I don't think he's going as high as Gvendelino. I don't think he's going to be the top priced player, but it's going up.
I think somewhere in the 50s is probably reasonable for Coma. I'd have him maybe slightly more, based on the kind of captains left, somewhere between Pingu and Piggy and Heisey, I think.
I think that's about right. Anom's not bidding though, so obviously he thinks that 40 is a bit steep. Either that or he's just happy to let the other captains fight over him.
Who knows?
He keeps going higher. He's in the 50s. How much higher? Wiki, sad face. The Snipes Watch crew already broken up. Anyone higher than 51? Some banter comes in. It now seems a little bit like a 2-horse race between Selkie and Sunbanter. And Sunbanter's not backing down.
Has Threek bid yet? Has anyone seen
his
Threek?
name's lit up yellow. I think that means he has bid. But I don't think he's bid at a high level yet. As into a high amount. It's still between Selkie and Sunbanter. Is 58 the price? No, it's going to be 59. Unless Selkie comes back with something. 59 going. Gone to Sunbanter for 59. That is a good price for a good player. I don't think we've seen any sort of huge steals yet, but a lot of good players going for the right price, which is what you want to see in an auction, really. Anom, Threek, Rick, and Selkie at the moment holding onto their coins. Anom and Threek in particular, I don't think they've bid particularly much. Selkie's been a bit more involved, and so is Rick. So it's interesting to see, are they holding out? Do they want to keep their euros for later in the auction? Do they want to get to the midpoint and then think, this is the new landscape, how many people do I get, and who can I afford? I don't know. Can be a good strategy. At the same time, they have to balance that. They don't want to wait too late and then not have anyone left to go for. It's a paintball nomination. Paint was part of the Invincibles lineup that I think finished 3rd in the regular season, and then had an unfortunate incident in playoffs. They were knocked out.
You win most improved? Have I got that right?
I think he did win most improved, yeah. I might have featured in the O vote as well. He had a very good season. And he's a lovely guy, very easy to play with, and I think he'll fit well on any team. He's gone to 45, some jumps there. Selkie seems particularly interested. Threek with 50. I think that's the first big bid from Threek. He sees something in paintball, but so does Selkie. Who's going to end up with him? Oof, we're still seeing jumps. You gotta love it.
Yeah, this is the 2 remaining D captains playing out for
some
O talent, isn't it?
Interesting. Yeah. Paintball for 54. I like it.
That's a good price.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to assume some of these captains are expecting there to be fairly cheap American options later in the draft. So they're thinking spend more of the coins on one European player, and then just expect the Americans to be cheaper later on. On the flip side, they've got to be worried those captains who've drafted D players might be looking to get the double American offense. It's going to be interesting. About the Booyah Ishii situation. Booyah is available on the draft packet, and Ishii is not. I believe that between the Majors auction and tonight, OC's team have dropped Booyah and added Ishii, but I'm not entirely sure about that. We've got a quick pause here from Anon. If you have any questions, now's a good time for them in YouTube chat. Heisey asking why was Booyah dropped for Ishii. I don't entirely know. Maybe we can get some more information on that later, or if you want to ask one of the captains, maybe that will elucidate things. We've got a prediction for Rick to draft Sanitants. That's I could see that happening. Looks like we're restarting here. It's going to be QDex's number. Interesting. Yeah, so the auction site is a bit temperamental. It was made a long time ago by somebody who is no longer around. Was passed on to somebody who sort of maintained it and changed it a little bit, and then also left and passed it on to, I think Anom is the current person who's sort of running the auction website. So it's not the healthiest of websites. There can be some bugs, and it's not very easy to do things on the fly with. So I'm not sure exactly why they're sort of cycling through the nominations like this, but there's probably a good reason.
I think having commissioned using the site, I think a couple of times, props to anyone that is brave enough to try and run an auction and be the admin for it. It is definitely difficult to deal with. Really, I mean, it's super useful for the community, no doubt, but can be definitely temperamental. So, and we should appreciate anyone that sticks their hands up to run a draft.
Yeah, and it does work really well for what it does, as long as everything goes smoothly. If you have to pause, then stuff gets tricky. So Sanitants is now up. We had the prediction in YouTube chat that Rick was going to get Sanitants. Is now Rick's time? Is he going to pounce? Currently, Sanitants is at 3 with QDex. I can't believe Sanitants goes for that low. I didn't watch him much last season, so I don't know exactly where the right kind of price would be, but I feel like it's at least in double digits for sure.
Yeah, this feels way too low for Sunny.
7? Is it really going to be 7? Ooh, the 10 bid. It's double digits. Now I can rest safely that I'm not made to look silly. Up to 11. This is a lot slower than the other bids, though.
Yeah.
Is that captains less sure about Sanitants, or sort of don't value him as highly as the other players? Possibly, I don't know.
Maybe. This is one of those situations where everyone's just looking at it, watching the clock go down, but it's just way too low not to bid. And I just think it's going to creep up like this for a little while. Probably into the 20s, I think.
It's all been action so far, so the captains might be looking at each other, seeing how many euros everyone has, working out how they need to adjust their plan. And doing that at the same time as bidding is pretty difficult. The captains have been lightning paced so far, but he has gone up to 20 slowly.
Ooh. That's a steal.
Interesting.
Goes for 20. Some people
That's a steal.
Yeah, I can see it. He's got a lot of experience. 20 in the Minors auction. I don't think many people would have predicted that beforehand.
Especially with 36 to round out the roster. There's if I get Sunbanter playing O, presumably. Is that right?
I'm not entirely sure actually. So if we quick look, Santence is down as both. So far, most of the people drafted have been down as both. A couple signed up as their major position though. So we've got a Jim Jimson nomination. Jim Jimson, part of the High Duke split team that won last season. He went for a lot last auction. I wonder how high he's going to go here. Threek in at 30. I can't believe Threek's going to have enough with 46 to get him. But then there aren't many captains with more than 46. Threek bids his max. It's surely someone's coming over. It's right.
I'd expect Jim to be going around the price of Piggy and Heisey.
There's only 3 captains though. It's possible if one of the other captains doesn't rate him, he goes really cheap here. And captains actually have to be watching out. The person who gets Jim Jinson is essentially assuring themselves that they can't get booyable, they can't compete for the remaining top picks on the auction. It's now really interesting because there aren't many captains with a lot of euros. It looks like Rick and Selkie are both interested though. He keeps going up. I can believe 60s.
Yeah.
50s seems a bit low. Of course, he was on Selkie's team last season, so Selkie knows the value that Jim brings to a team. He's got good comms, good awareness, and he's still going up. Captains have slowed down a little bit. Is it going to 56? I think it goes higher, and it does. 59. Is 59 fair? I'm not sure. 60 from Rick.
This is an overpay.
Ooh. Big words from the man who wasn't able to beat this man in the finals. What happened there, Raylan, to make you think this is an overpay?
As we watch this go up relatively slowly, for those that are asking in YouTube chat, the snake draft will be immediately after this auction draft. So stick around if you signed up, because you will see yourself get drafted tonight.
He goes for 64 to Rick. That's, I think, a pretty reasonable price. The interesting thing, it does leave Anom and Selkie with the most Euros by far. They can almost have sort of 2 completely free picks before anyone else can contest. So they're going to be looking hard to see who the people are who are left and they want to spend big on. Going down from the top of the packet, the obvious choices: Booyable, dropped from majors, plays a lot of majors, and isn't restricted. Would be an obvious one. Nevermind, Chicho's Raw. There's a sort of span of Americans here, 6 Americans in a row who are all very good across the pond and have always been good in EU when they've had a chance. At the moment we've got Ty, one of those Americans, who subbed in for majors a couple of times last season. How high do you think the Americans go in general? Definitely more than 10, I think.
Ty should not be going cheap. He's as proven in... yes, he's an American, but he's as proven in EU minors as any of the players left on the draft packet, in my opinion.
Was he? I think
so. For those,
he was top 3 in caps last season, right?
Yeah, he was. So for those captains that have got 2 defenders, I would expect them to be bidding almost to their max coins to get Ty.
You think he can lead a minors offense effectively?
Yeah, I do, for sure.
Sure. Yeah, I can agree with that. But the bidding is slow at the moment. Threek, Mucky, Selkie, Qdex all interested there. He goes for 15.
Cheap.
Woof.
Steal.
That's a really strong go.
I think that's the first major steal of this auction so far. For 15, that's crazy.
Yeah, huge steal. That's.
Imagine he goes, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Straight to business.
Straight up, Swerve's been nominated. I don't think Swerve hasn't played in Europe, at least for a long time. But across the pond, he's a very established Majors O player, I think. I think he's worth the punt, even if he hasn't played on EU before. I'm not entirely sure about that. He's bid 1 from Mucky. Is he going higher? Qdex with the 2. It's maybe a little bit of a risk, but the upside is absolutely insane here. 3. I think he has to be going for more here. He doesn't. He goes for 3.
Oh, no.
That team is looking insane right now. Mucky and Heisey is going to be a top tier defense, and getting Swerve for 3. I mean, as long as he shows up and is active, I don't see how that team isn't making the final already. Almost regardless of how the rest of the draft goes.
Yeah.
That's... oof. couple of the captains. Well, I say a couple. Everybody apart from Wiki sleeping on that one, I think. And we still got a good 4, 5, 6, at least 6 more Americans to 6, 7, at least 6 or 7 more Americans to go who will make a huge impact in minors if they're allowed to go for prices like that. Oof, the auction started out well. Everyone seemed to be bidding the right numbers. I don't know whether everyone's sort of fallen asleep halfway through. They have a like huge heart rate at the start, the huge stress, but then they get that first player and then they just sort of relax and get caught napping. But interesting.
I think so. I think both Americans that we've seen get drafted way underpriced, way underpriced. I think definitely there's a case here. I really agree with you. I think people have been bidding on players. They've got their player and then they've gone, okay, right, I'm going to go look at the draft packet now, see who I get next, and have slept on a few big players there.
Now, Imp has been nominated. We were talking earlier. You were saying earlier that you think Imp's going to be really expensive here.
Should be.
Yeah, there aren't many captains with coins though. If Selkie or Anam aren't interested, the most he can go for is 43, which is probably maybe a little bit low compared to some of the other ones that have already gone.
I think I'm after this if I'm Sunbanter.
You think so? Sunbanter.
I would be over this, yeah.
Just straight to 36. Possibly you possibly want to save the power play for a few seconds or a few bids before you go for it. But
I'd be shocked to see Selkie not get Imp here.
Yeah.
I mean, we say this, but looking at the packet, that we've still got Booyable, we've still got Nevermind, who is crazy in pubs. I don't think he's played much competitive before, but I'm scared of what Nevermind's going to do. Chicho's rules has been top tier in minors whenever he's played before. Curry is another American majors player who hasn't played eLTP before, but has the potential to be insane. Polpo, who's insane on it, he's played majors before. Imp for 39.
Oof.
Still seems a bit low to me given some of the other prices, but
very good price.
Everyone's running out of coins, so people are going to start getting really cheap. It's possible Selkie and NZ/Animal strats are actually paying in big here.
Oh, here we go.
It's your boy Raylan. Qdex goes straight to 3, doesn't bid his maximum. Sunbanter overrules him. Wiki tries to bid 5, fails. Selkie goes to 22.
Right.
This is going to be a 2-horse race between Selkie and Anam, because Raylan does not go for less than 36. Anam and Selkie are playing with each other here. They're bidding 1s, but they might as well go straight to 36 and just cut some banter out of the equation. Raylan was part of the Snipes Watch team that made the final last season, and he had some moves. I mean, he was alright, you know. He's gone to 30 now. Raylan, what do you think would be a fair price for yourself?
76.
76. Any particular reason for that number?
One more than what you went yesterday.
Well, both captains have it within their power. It's going up slowly though. Oh, we got a jump there. Anam to 40.
That's the power play.
The 42 bid. The 50. Oh, the power plays are coming out now.
Alright, Anam. Alright, mate.
NC, is this going to be your O partner this season?
Someone
For
dragged
50?
me into the captain's room.
Only 50? Ooh,
He's calming
Selkie's
on
so
now.
interested. Ooh, if Selkie can force Anam to pay, is it like 54? Then Selkie can just pick the next 3 people he wants. That could be big. Selkie might be thinking, I either go for Raylan or I get my entire choice of team. And Raylan goes for 60. I think that's a bit cheap.
I'm not showing up on that team. I'm not showing up.
NZ and Raylan is going to be a pretty scary offense, though. Probably the best offense possible. Depending on some of the Americans, though. I think some of the Americans yet to be drafted and already sitting in rosters could easily be part of top tier offenses. Now it's Nevermind. Selkie is just going to pick his players here. He can just bid 36 3 times in a row, and that adds up to 108, which is less than his total euros. He can choose his next 3 players. he's going to choose Nevermind here. I wonder who the other two who he's going to pick. If it was just the top 3 players, he'd be going Booyah and Cheetos. Booyah and Nevermind on defense in EU would be absolutely insane. Cheetos Rule and Selkie on O would also be good. Cheetos is won the Super Bowl last season and made the Super Bowl this season as probably the best player on his team both times.
Cheetos is restricted.
Is he restricted?
Yes.
Then why am I talking about him? Yes, he's not able to play on Mondays. Yeah, I shouldn't be talking about him at all. Thanks a lot, Bob. I hope that's not true of any of the other people who've already gone. But
do we know for sure that Booyah's playing? Like, how has he not gone yet if he's actually playing?
The nomination order isn't. You don't always strictly do.
Go.
I nominate the people I want or the people I think are best first. So
yeah,
it's
like,
possible he just hasn't been nominated yet. We've got.
I do think that's got to be playing on captains' minds. That maybe Booyah won't show. I think that's got to be playing in people's minds.
But if he does show, then if he goes for less than 60, and now he's definitely going for less than 60. He's going to go for at most 36. That's absolutely insane. Sunbanter and Tariq bidding on Berg JNL. Didn't see him much last season, but I heard he was pretty solid. He's pulled out some big performances in the past. And he's one of the remaining EUD players, I think. One of the top ones. Tariq goes to 16. Any higher? Is this going to be Tariq's last player? Or Sunbanter's still interested? Seems like Selkie's just not interested at all. Selkie's chosen his 2 other people, and Berg JNL is not one of them. It's 19. Tariq in at 20. Tariq and Sunbanter just need one more player to round out their sort of starting lineup. So I think they can both really afford to go to 31 unless they're unsure of one of their existing picks. But it goes for 21 to Sunbanter. So at the moment their team's probably looking like Berg JNL and Sanitants on D, Sunbanter and Komikip on O, which I think is pretty good. I'm not sure it'll be top this season. There are a lot of strong players, but it's a lot of good players who've gone for fairly fair prices. They've just got to hope that there aren't any captains that manage to get anything unfair in this later half of the draft. Some of my co-commentators, NZ and Raylan, have gone off to talk to their captain Anom, strategizing who they can get for D.
It's okay, I'm still here.
Thank you, Pug. Shout out to Damson, who is back on after a long time. He played competitive last time 5 seasons ago, but he's on Mumble and looking forward to getting drafted, I think. I think he'd be a good fit with Jim and Rick, but we'll see what happens. Smalley Big's asking how long until his name shows on screen.
Go.
It's over here, just above Slob. Anom is focused on Slob and my knob. Is he considering Slob as his primary option? That would be an interesting pick from Anom. We've got the Mr. Saggy Balls up there. Wiki straight in at 1. Wiki only has 1 to play with, so he can just bid 1 on everyone he thinks would fit with his remaining players. Is Mr. Saggy Balls going to go for 1? QDex comes in at 2. QDex and Saggy were on the same team last season. And while they didn't get great results, I don't think it was particularly their fault. Selkie's interesting. Is Mr. Saggy Balls one of Selkie's picks? That would be interesting if he goes for 3 here. Ooh, interesting. I guess Selkie's thinking, I only need 62 of my Euros to buy the last 2 people I want, so if I can get any bargains for the remaining 12 that he had, then he might as well. I think that draft might be Mr. Saggy Balls as the 5th man, the 5th ball. but that'll be interesting to see. Selkie's still in a dominating position. He can pick any 2 people he wants to fill out his team, and there's a lot of quality left in the packet. Welcome back, Raylan. Can you leak the contents of any chat you just had with Anon?
I told him not to bid on Mr. Saggy Ball. Said don't touch him with a barge pole. He's really awful at the game. He's a terrible person. He's far too tall. Lives in the wrong country. Don't waste time with him.
You pressured him into signing up on the premise that he'd be on your team.
No, I said sign up. You won't be on the same team you was last season as well.
Oh, he's just texted us.
He has, yeah. He's definitely listening in.
Ooh, and Selkie in the comments saying that he wants the first pick in the snake draft. So he wants to keep some of his Euros so that he can have a deep roster rather than necessarily just going for those 4 people. That's an interesting strategy. So typically the snake draft, the captains take turns picking, and then once each captain's picked one, it reverses order, and then reverses and so on like that. And there's normally an advantage to having the first pick, and the way it's ordered in the first round is normally the captain who has the most remaining Euros is the first person to pick in the snake. And that typically means, well, in this case it would mean that they'd get their 6th player before the other teams do, which will help give them the depth in numbers of strong players on their team.
Go.
We've got Sheldon up there. Wiki nominates for 0. Wiki should really be nominating for 1, I think, given that he only has 1 to play with. But will anyone take Sheldon off his hands for more than 0? I should think so. Sheldon's been around a long time. He's a fun guy to be around. And
it's a very mucky pick.
You think he's going straight to mucky? Heisey and Sheldon had their heyday in the same era. I could believe it. Mucky and Anom. Is Anom interested? Cudex in at 4.
Cudex.
That's going to be Cudex's last bid.
Oof.
Goes to 6. I think Sheldon can go higher than this. To 8. There aren't many Euros remaining among a lot of teams, but he's surely going to keep going up. A lot of these teams are looking for their 4th player, so those teams should be looking to spend almost all their remaining coins on their 4th person. If Mucky's bid 15, I think he has to go up to 25. It's just going to be a matter of whether Anom follows him. Mucky with a slight jump.
NZ, I thought I was pretty clear to Anom just now when I said avoid Sheldon at all costs.
I'm starting to suspect that you're giving me some slight misinformation here.
Ooh.
First you claim to hate Mr. Sagbills. The jump to 25, I think, yeah, it was always going to be 25 after they both showed they were interested.
Okay.
And he goes. It's going to be NZ and Raylan no. Sheldon leading the defence.
Mr. Saggy Balls sent me a message on WhatsApp, and the language was so crude I dare not repeat.
Oh no. So looking at the rosters, we've got 6 captains with 3 players. Sunband, who's essentially finished his roster and is going to be looking for a 5th ball here. And Rick, who still has 2 slots to fill. So I assume Rick is playing O this season. I think that's what he's been best at. Jim played O last season, but I think might be keen on switching to D. So they're a pretty, at the moment, a positionally flexible team that's still looking for 2 players.
I think he played both anyway, Jim last season. Switched to...
Yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah, I think you're right. So, I guess the way it's going to go now, Selkie can choose his players, and then 3 can Mucky, and Rick can choose 1. Wiki with the 1 bid on Mystic Mac, 3 goes to 2. Interesting nomination. I don't expect Mystic Mac to go up hugely, especially since there aren't many coins left. But he'll be valuable to whatever team he gets put on. Mucky seems interested. He goes to 5. Is he going to go any higher? Tharik's interested as well. I think Mystic Mac this season signed up as X space Anna space X. So a name change coming in. I wonder if that any captains didn't see him on the packet because of that. He's gone to 7. Is he going to go any higher? He isn't. He goes to Mucky for 7. Interesting. I'm not sure whether he's going to be Mucky's first choice of offense. Mucky still has 18 coins to spend on his last pick. And I think Swerve takes the roster spot ahead of Mystic Mac. But I'm sure they'll be fighting out during the season to decide who takes it.
Still no Booyah Ball.
Still no Booyah Ball. Booyah Ball hasn't even been nominated. That is he the person Selkie's looking for here?
Booyah and Sheldon, throwback to season 6, West Farmer Jalbion.
Yeah.
And me and NZ.
If Anon can afford Booyah for 5, then what are we all doing here? Surely that team is going to be winning. Some banter nominates B Hayward 3000 brackets Anime Addict. I think that's a reference to a team they were both on a number of seasons ago.
Oh yeah.
He's going to go. He was on part of the Invincible sign-ups, so on a team with Sanitants and I think Berg JNL. 1. Surely Anime goes higher than 1. He's part of the team that came 3rd last season, a key part of the team. Now we got some bids coming in. 3 goes to 4. Is Rick interested? Is Anime what he wants to add to his team? It's starting to seem like it. Goes to 6. It's crawling up. The draft is starting to slow down a bit, even though numbers aren't going anywhere near as high. Wiki's upset that he's going to have to wait a long time before anything comes around to him. His 1 is not going to buy anyone for a long time. Hey NZ, can you give us
Hello, Jerry.
Who is Anon looking to fill out his roster? Is he trying to get Booyah Ball for 5? Surely that's unrealistic.
I think we've been off plan since we got Raylan for 60, frankly, mate, so who knows?
That's fair.
I think we got a team of good guys at the moment. I think we can have fun, whatever. But I don't know who we're going to round out our roster with. I think there's a couple of people, being honest, there's a couple of people that we'd be more than happy with.
Anime Addict goes for 11 in the end. Just seems a little bit cheap. I think he went for a similar price last season. I think he outperformed expectations last season, going for the same price next season. Do you think that's low, or do you think the quality of players has just changed a bit and the draft has gone differently?
I think stage in the draft, all it takes is a couple of captains not to think you're the person to fill out their roster. And I think that there's probably quite a lot of top-heavy talent as well in this draft. So I think it's probably maybe a reasonable price, but no reflection on him as a player, if it makes sense.
Looking at the draft packet, there are still a lot of big names that haven't gone. The Americans in Curry and Polpo, who both have availability. Sevens has been a top tier defender in non-minors for a long time. Damson hasn't gone yet. Q42 the Duker. America, Seren, Fly, Poof. We've got Booyah now. He's gone for 1. Yeah, surely there are bids higher than 1 here.
Don't let him go for 1.
He went in the majors draft for 35. Why would he go for
Please.
1 here?
Oh no.
3.
Okay.
A 2 from Mucky. If Mucky's bid 2, surely that means Mucky will bid something close to 18.
Yeah. Every captain
He
should
gets
go
it for
for
2. Holy moly.
Right, that seems the best one then. That's top in the rankings.
Heisey and Booyah defense shouldn't even have been affordable in this draft, I think. And yet
They've got arguably 3 of the 5 best players in the league on that team, I would say.
And they'll only have 2 spots on the board, so that might be interesting to see who takes those 2. We've got Damson with the nomination. 3
This
bids
is going to the recallers.
You think he's going all in? I could believe it. Damson, Jim, and Anime were all on a team together in season 11, season 10, something like that. So I could believe it. Rick does have to bid at some point though. Anum goes for 1 on Damson. I think he'd be a good D partner, a good part of that team. Surely it's not going to be more than 1. Okay, now the captains are finally expressing interest. 3 comes back in on 3.
Is Damson Welsh or did he just live there?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I think he might have gone to uni in Cardiff or something. But
yeah.
I'm kind of half guessing with that though. He keeps going up. He's gone to 6. The number doesn't really matter too much. It's just about which captains want you, and then they'll either bid something close to all of their Euros or not. I feel like if Rick's bidding, he's got to go close to 20. If Threek, I guess, has the freedom to choose 2, so maybe he doesn't want to go much above 15. But if Damson's the player he wants, Threek's probably going all in on 31 here. Although Selkie's the only one who can push him up that high, of course. A good reminder in the chat, apparently Swerve was the first all-time pick in eLTP. In the first season, he was the first pick. So the fact that this time he's come in and he's gone for 3 in the Minors auction draft is absolutely insane. Damson keeps going up. They're taking it super slow. I wonder if just the captains who are willing to speed up the auction were the ones who spent big early on. He's going up to 18. I mean, if he ends up going to Rick for 20, I feel like we could have actually sorted this out minutes ago. The 19 from Threek, telling Rick, you bid 20 or you're out of this. Is Rick in? Is Rick out? Rick's out. He lets Threek take him. Interesting. So now Threek has his sort of starting lineup: Paintball and Ty on O, Damson and Threek on D. That's looking like a pretty strong team.
Yeah, that's a strong team. Definitely. Judging off last season, that offense is going to have a lot of cap in it.
For sure. They were 2 of the top 5 cappers, right?
Yeah.
But now they're on the same team. And Threek and Damson is going to be a good defense as well.
Selkie got the first pick in the snake draft.
Oof. Selkie's taken his next pick. And yeah, now that he's waited, he can just spend 20 on each of them. He's definitely getting that top snake pick if he wants it. Be interesting to see whether it's worth it. I feel like he might have missed out on a couple of good picks in the middle.
You mean me, don't you? You're talking about me.
I mean, I don't know. It was kind of you or everyone. It was either pick Raylan and get whatever I can remaining, or get not Raylan but get everyone I want. And that's what Selkie went for. But this strategy of holding on to his Euros in order to get a good snake position, I'm not entirely sold on it.
He wanted Raylan and he's ended up with Mr. Saggy Balls. You have to feel for him there.
I don't know, Mr. Saggy Balls. Surely he ranks taller at least, or higher. I mean.
Oh yeah, that's about it.
But Poof is a good pick. He's got crazy mechs. Like you see him in pubs, he just does things you don't expect. I don't think he's had many seasons where he's sort of proven that he's great in league, but you don't necessarily need that. Your rest of your team can kind of be your backbone, and then just have somebody who just pops off every now and then. I think that's how Poof's going to be. So I guess as it gets to sort of this stage of the auction, it starts getting a bit more tactical. The decisions are easier in some senses because there's a lot fewer possibilities, and you sort of have a much clearer idea of what's going on. But it also becomes difficult in other ways. You can see exactly how much people can bid, and you sort of start to try and want to play around that. Whereas there's essentially nothing. It's impossible to play around like that at the start of the draft. It's just too I don't know, computationally complex, I guess. But yeah, so the nominations are now taking a bit of time. It would be nice if we could try and get this to hurry up a bit, but it does get very strategic. So, and I'm just going to decide: do I nominate someone I want? Do I nominate someone I think someone else will take? Who do I realistically think I can get with my 5? And when do I want to go for them? He's bid 0 on Curry. If they get Curry, I think he's going to be very good. Obviously, majors level defender in America. Hasn't played European much before, but I think Anam should be going to 5 here. Is he not? Has he used it as bait? He didn't want Curry at all, and he's happy to take 3 cal of the picture instead. I think Curry's a really good draft for Threek. I think it gives him flexibility on defense. Damson hasn't played League in a while, so if he doesn't quite reach his previous level, or if he goes as quickly as he's come back, then having Curry as another option will be huge. Having Damson also offsets the risk that Curry as an American doesn't show up as much or struggles on the high ping. I think Ty and Paintball are pretty reliable and pretty reliably good, so I think Threek's had a really good draft here. That does mean that now we've got 2 captains out of the picture. We've only got 6 left to go before we will head into the snake draft. Wiki sitting there down on 1 is still wondering who's going to be left at the end. Selkie gets his choice, as presumably he knows who he's going to get. Rick nominates M Curious. M Curious was really low down on the packet, but when he's played League before, he's been very impressive. I think he might have got something close to top capping in Europe in Minors last time he played. To see him down on 3 stars this season was a bit surprising, and it looks like he's going to go to Rick here. The only person who can actually compete with him is Selkie, and I assume Selkie would have just jumped to 20, so Rick's going to get him for 15, I guess. Sunbanter's the only person who can contest. Possibly now it starts to weigh in your mind where your snake draft pick is going to be. So possibly you take a slightly worse pick here in order to have a better snake pick. But Rick's still trying to get his 4th player, so I think Rick should have just bid 15 already. It's actually kind of important how many Euros Rick ends up with. If Sunbanter bids 15 first and Rick's forced to bid 16, that means that Rick will have less than Anom, and the same amount as Q. If he jumps to 15 instead, he'll have 5 and he'll have the same number of as Anom. So Rick has to go 15 here. If he goes 14, it's a mistake. M Curious goes for 13.
There's 3 Dutch people on that team.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, 3 Dutch players. Good point. They might be able to get a fully Dutch lineup if they get one in the snake. I'm interested in Rick leaving that there. It does mean he's going to get a decent snake position. At least like top 3, I think. One of the first 3 snake picks. But it is interesting. Wiki with the bid on 1 for Polpo. Polpo has played for Wiki before in at least one season, in season 12. He was actually a key part of the majors lineup that season, playing whenever Jim was unavailable. He's obviously the top player remaining on the packet who isn't restricted. And he goes for 2 to QDex. That's... I mean, all the prices are going to seem like bargains now because everyone's spent their coins. What it actually reflects is the fact that prices were possibly too high early in the auction. Sorry for the Steam notifications that are coming up on the stream. Please just ignore them. Yeah, Polpo for 2. QDex's team is now looking pretty good. I'm guessing it's Imp and Pulpit 1-0, Piggy and QDex on D. Yeah, if QDex plays well and proves that his team's failure last season wasn't his fault, then I think that team's looking pretty scary.
Hello.
Hello, Mucky.
Alright.
How do you think your draft has gone?
Well, think getting Tom for 67 is actually a good price. I'm actually going to play O this season. I'm thinking I'm a Mystic Mac on D. I think Booyah actually will show up. Everyone else thinks he won't, but I want to play him on O or maybe D as well. And then we got Swerve as well to go on O, so it's okay.
Oh, Selkie wanted Ploffen. Ploffen was the pick the whole time.
Oof.
Interesting.
That is surprising.
Ploffen hasn't played much in a long time, but he was a pretty good Minors player back when he did in Season 11.
Yeah, he was super solid, capable of some really big plays as well. So that could be a good draft. Could be a really good draft. And bags himself top snake pick as well.
I do like Ploffen, to be fair.
I can't believe Raylan went for 60.
I know, what's the...
I see Piggy asking for the shoutouts. I'm not seeing the shoutouts though.
I think it was Void, aka Dr. Popper, was looking for a shout out.
Void's looking for a shout out. Fly's looking for a shout out. Fly's gonna dunk on these fools. Yeah, Fly's gonna be coming in at like as now like a €0 or an early snake pick. Fly's gonna dunk on everybody here.
Is Fly gonna show? Fly, can you confirm in chat? Are you gonna show?
Oh, is NZ trying to wangle his team's last pick for Fly? Adam's now in control. Adam's got 5. Rick's the only person who can outplay. We've got Sevens. Sevens is up. He's another American. He's now a Minors defender, I think, in America. But he's always been good when he's played in EU. And he'll be one of the Americans with the most European experience. And one of the stronger records. If he goes for 0 here, that will be interesting. I don't know who the other captains will have their eyes on instead. He's currently the top pick in the draft who isn't restricted. He goes for 0 to Anno. Bit of a steal there, NZ.
Alright. Happy with that, yeah, for sure. Good steal.
We got Threek joining the channel. How do you think your draft has gone, Threek?
It's gone fucking amazing. I think Ty was a steal. I know Paintball really likes Damson, so I believe Paintball, his abilities. And Curry, at least Sassy's a lot of, like, he is available, so I hope he's actually available, and otherwise we have Damson.
Yeah, I expect Curry is going to show, so we'll have options. I think the flexibility is pretty useful.
Yeah, and
Rick with a nomination.
I just need someone that is actually, like, smart with me. I can, like, force stuff, but I need some smart, experienced people around me.
We've got the unplanned or Seren nomination from Rick. He's going for 0. She has subbed in for Majors a number of seasons ago, and has been pretty good in Minors when she's played. Her ping at the moment, I think, is a little bit unstable or unreliable, but I think she's a very solid pick at this stage.
Her internet was garbage in some scrims, but she was actually good. Like when I watched her, like proper good. I kind of want to get her, but she doesn't like certain people in Tech Pro, so it's kind of hard to fit her in a team.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how Jim and Unplanned work together on a team. I don't think they've played together before, but I'd like to be in the channel when that happens.
I think it could work. I actually think it's a pretty good team.
I'm actually surprised that Q42 hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, Q42.
He's been insane every time.
That's true.
He carried my Novice team in season 2 of Novice.
So who are the people left that should have gone already? I guess there's Q42. Duke is back after a long period away. Peskis and Moggy both were part of the top 2, part of the teams that won last season and won the league and won the playoffs. Alkius, I think, potentially could have gone. America is back. I think he debuted in at Majors in season 13 or something like that. He's been away for a while, but he's back. Fly, I think, is a really good pick here. Another experienced American. He's looking to make the trip across the pond for the first time. Or possibly not the first time, but the first time in a few seasons. Going further down, there's a lot of names here of people who've been in Minors before and who've been good in Minors before. So there's a lot of options. You don't have to scroll down far to find Smally Bigs, Smally for Majors, and Slobmania. Monte Cristo here has been nominated for 1. I think he's a fellow Irishman, so he might be happy to have him on his team.
And he's a doctor. I miss Dr. McDonald.
Everyone misses Dr. McDonald. And is Wiki going to get in for 1? It seems like it. Q not interested, Anna not interested, Rick not interested, Monte Cristo for 1, and Wiki has his 4th player. At the moment, the rest of the auction can just read essentially like a snake draft, where Rick gets his pick, then Anom gets his pick, then Qdix gets his pick. There might be some slight friction in that Rick might not want to have to outbid Anom, because if he does so, he gets a worse snake pick later on. But yeah, not many slots left to fill now, and we'll be going on to the snake draft after. Yeah, Doddsfall's on the packet, but unfortunately is one of the ones with no Monday availability, so he won't be featuring anytime soon. Shout out to Sir Tag Pro, who's currently at the bottom in the draft packet, but he's been pretty active on Rumble recently. I think
absolutely unjustly. I've watched him.
I know, right? I think he should already have climbed several places, and by the end of the season, I think he'll be an easy 2.5 star, possibly higher. Wish I Cared nomination from Qdex. He's a Dutch offender. He hasn't played in a number of seasons, but when he did play, he was fringe majors, I think.
Yeah.
So going for 0 in the Minors auction draft is not terribly surprising. I haven't seen him play in a while, so I can't say too much. But if this is a pick with a lot of potential upside. And he does go for 0. Anom and Rick are not interested in taking him away.
That's a good pick, I think. I'm wondering, out of that team, Qdex's team, out of the 5 people who's drafted, who's not going to be the one in the starting line?
I guess it depends on how washed Wish is and if he's actually going to show.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing. I think it's going to be up to Wish to use activity to displace somebody else rather than the other way around. But Q42's now been nominated for 0. Is Rick going to bid? I don't think Rick should let Anom get Q42 for 0 here. If nothing else, Anom's going to have the potential for the fully American defense Q42 and 7s.
Wait, is that his name? Oh wow.
Rick bids the 1. Anom bids the 5. Rick now has to bid 6. He's got 2 seconds to decide. Is he going to do it? Rick does. He takes Q42. I didn't see the clock. Can someone clip that? It looked like it might have been 0.1 seconds. That is the definition of a last second bid.
We have the instant replay on the stream.
Go for it. Check it out. I want to know exactly what number that got to.
Start the first bid.
So now there's only 2 picks left to go. Anom gets a choice and Wiki gets a choice. Wiki has to just nominate the person he wants, and if Anom steals it away, then it's tough luck for Wiki.
It was at 0.3.
0.3 seconds. Oof. Was he doing? Surely he wasn't doing that to scare Anom.
He's doing it the whole time.
It's so risky. What if he failed to press the button?
And then you just say, "Oh, misclick. Oh, it didn't work."
Let's not get into all that kind of stuff. Wiki has nominated Wayne Gretzky, Belgian offense player who's become more and more active recently. A rare side and competitive, but Wiki's got faith. Anom's not stealing away. Now it's Anom's turn to pick before we move on to the snake draft. Who would you pick in this situation? Enzi and Raylan have gone, obviously, so they're probably discussing it with Anom right now.
Wait, let me see.
Are you not confusing Fly and Jam? What?
I moved into the channel by accident. They're talking about Fly and somebody else, but we'll see who they go for here. Obviously, Q42, the American they wanted, was stolen away by Rick.
They're starting defense.
You think so?
I think.
Oh yeah, I think Enzi and Raylan is a reliable and good offense. They'll be looking for a defender, but who are the options?
Peskis, Moggy.
Peskis and Moggy, yeah, both good parts of winning teams last season. It's pretty crazy that you can be a strong part of a team that won the league or playoffs and yet not even go in the draft. That's actually insane.
Muggy played in Minors Stars as well, right?
I think he did for 1 week.
Yeah.
I think that was due to availability stuff rather than him being the first choice, but I'm not entirely sure.
It actually says he played 190 minutes last season.
Fly is connected to Mumble. Is Fly flying to the Bullmares channel to try and argue her place? Sevens said they're having a full team conference. Since this is essentially a snake pick, I hope the rest of the snake picks aren't gonna take too long.
Well, I know who I want on snake pick, but we'll see.
Yeah, you've got a late pick, don't you? So you gotta hope they don't go first.
There's so many players though.
Oh, Anim's hovering over America. Can we use this information?
I don't know.
Imagine being a European player but calling yourself America. I don't understand it myself, but
What a crazy.
My plan was to go big on DE, and then see what I can get for Rome.
I'm not entirely sure how seriously you take the locations, given that apparently Mazda is in Vatican City, which I thought was shut down right now, and Alkius is in Africa. But we'll see how it goes.
In Africa.
Oh,
In the
NZ's
country
come.
Africa.
Can you announce the pick on stream?
I'll announce the
I
pick
can't
on
announce
stream.
it.
You got to do it
My
before he
opponent
nominates it.
can.
You don't want him to steal your thunder.
Okay, final pick is recent Minors champion Peskis.
Ooh.
Fuck off! Fuck off!
Suck it, Selkie, mate.
Selkie's snake pick
That's
is
the
gone.
reason why I was going for the first snake pick.
Why didn't you get him in the auction?
Unlucky, mate. Also, Tammy's a shit name. Wee.
It's not Tame, it's Taimu. Taimu.
Taimu. My
Does
bad.
it mean
Sorry.
anything?
Sorry, Taimu.
It does.
What does it mean?
Obviously.
I'm not telling on the stream.
So Peskis was your fifth bull last season, Selkie. Taimu. You wanted him again. That's unfortunate. He's gone to Anam instead, and I think that shores up their defense even more. And they've got 3 solid options for D now. They can try them out, see which works, and if they're missing a player, they've still got a solid lineup. Yeah, so thanks everyone for watching the auction so far. We'll be heading into the snake draft in a short period of time. I don't know if the captains are grouping in the captain's room.
Do we?
I don't know. That's why I said I don't know. I can drag people there if you want me to.
Yeah, I still can't enter, but I'm not sure if we're supposed to.
I'm gonna drag you through just in case.
Thank
come
you,
back
Jerry.
So yes, let me just work out how we're gonna do this. I don't know. There might be a page already set up for the snake draft. There is this, but we'll use the Minors rosters page. That's what we'll do.
Get the lift music.
Lift music is a great idea.
Elevator, whatever.
Normally gets enough of an upset from the I've got some music in the background. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. So yeah, coming from Piggy saying this looks like a very good Minors season. I think the quality of the players in Minors is actually a lot stronger this season than it was last season. A lot of people have, I think, improved over the course of last season, so that's a factor. And also there are a number of new signups that were pretty big.
Can you drag the captains into the captain's room?
Who are the other captains I need to drag?
Sunbanta.
Get over there, Sunbanta. And Mucky. Get over there, Mucky. And we're missing one. I guess it's Wiki.
It's Wiki. There he
I
is.
think Wiki has powers, so he can jump in himself.
Jerry, how do I watch? Sorry, how do I watch the snake? Be able to comment.
This will be on the eLTP, the sheet, the main sheet, the draft packet sheet. There's a rosters tab, which will have everything up to date. I think. It's not very real timey, so I don't think it matters hugely. But yeah. Ooh, a Zippy Swan has connected to Mumble. Zippy Swan, one of the rookie signups. Interesting to see.
Call him Rookie of the
What
Year.
is shite you're playing? Stop playing this shite.
Why? Fine.
What is it? I don't have the stream open. What is it?
Lift music, probably.
It's it's a video I had open earlier. You can watch it yourselves if you want.
We could just select it off.
The visuals are better than the audio actually, but unfortunately the stream doesn't even get to see that. So yes, I'm going to try and work out what the best way to display this is, because the sheet is too wide.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah. How did you manage it last time, Bob?
I don't even remember.
I
look
have
it up
a
maybe.
solution. It's not a pretty solution.
Okay, what do we have for me?
I'm gonna show 2 windows of the draft packet, one above the other, and just scroll left and right.
You can put view and then zoom, by the way.
If you right click on
That should do it.
Ooh, interesting.
Click at the top and then zoom, and you want to be probably around like 6.5ish, I would.
Yeah, that's probably the way to go. It's still all really small. It's not. I imagine it doesn't look fantastic on stream, but possibly that's the way to go.
Then full screen it.
Yeah, I want to have the draft packet visible as well. I guess I'll try and put that underneath, but.
You do you, God.
Thank you. It means a lot. Okay, we're gonna have the draft packet at the top, just because it's a little bit smoother.
This is how I did it last time.
Why can you have said that 5 minutes ago?
Yeah. There's still room for change, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not terribly pretty, but I'm sorry I didn't plan this far ahead, so we'll have to go.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Thank you, Book.
By it's not terribly pretty, do you mean it's the most vulgar thing that's ever existed?
I mean, you're welcome to take a look at it yourself.
Well, I'm common, so yeah.
Oh, are they still using the auction website for picks?
They are, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
That's how we did it last time.
I really like Anom's mixture of team names and captains' names and describing the order for the snake.
Yeah. He's even called his own team Preventus when we're
Yes. I know. The order for those.
Has your team name changed? Is it Preventus now?
I think we're Borneo.
Okay.
The order is Hajduk, Millball, Rick 3.
It's TC Bully Felder. Fucking hell.
TC what now?
Faded.
Do you know if the snake draft is happening soon?
It is happening right now.
They picked Hajduk pick Benfica.
Interesting.
As the very first snake pick.
He was quite far down. That's Selkie
He
looking
was
some hidden
on their
gems.
team last season, and he's a solid product.
He's been planning the reunion.
Mucky picks the Duker. Hilarious.
Nice. I think they've played together before.
Yeah.
Liking the speed of the picks so far now that we've got started. A pick of Sweaty Pete from TC Boliveldet.
Yeah, you go. I
Thank
love
you.
you, Jerry.
I was practicing for 10 minutes before the start. I was practicing for 10 minutes before the start of the stream. That's why it looks so ugly, because I was focusing on pronunciation. Piggy wants more black space, and I wish I could get rid of it, Piggy, but I don't know how. I'm sorry.
NZ, we haven't discussed this with Anon. Do we know who he's picking? Do we know he's making the right choices?
No, let's go. We're exchanging a couple of messages on Discord, but let's have a quick meeting and I'll drag him down.
So, looking at the order from before. Let me just find a way to display it.
Freak.
Oh no, 3 picked out of order. It's a disaster. But luckily for him, the Rickrollers wanted Smally Bigs anyway. Bit of an oops. Don't do that again, Freak. But it hasn't cost them too badly here.
It's mind games.
Smally Biggs has made some big appearances on EU when he's played before. He actually made a Majors appearance last season, and as a result has the statistical best cap rate and best caps per minute in the entirety of eLTP. Threek sticking with his Sweaty Pete pick, which you gotta respect. Do we know if these names are going to be added to the Minors rosters tab or not?
Are you asking this to me or?
I just everyone, I guess. Not you,
I don't know.
not you specifically.
It's not being updated right now. No.
Okay. At the moment, Bull Maris has picked Moggy. So presumably Anom and Enzi told out. Sorry, Raylan and Enzi presumably told Anom their opinions. They've gone for Moggy, a very solid pick. He was a great defender for Blinkers 182 last season, and they won the league. A bit of a meme there about how he said Proventus when he was laying out the captain order, but his team name is displayed as Bull Maris on a lot of occasions.
Yeah, it is Proventus on the slides, on the thingy though, on the side.
And interestingly, the name is different on the logo than on the title, but that's alright.
It's Bomirias, right? And then Bomiris.
I don't know any more book. I don't know.
Wait, what? It's Bolmeris. Wait, what?
Oh.
We have now got a new pick. We've got a Muzzer pick from Bolton Wanderers, some banter. I like Muzzer. He's been unfortunate in that he hasn't really had the availability to play much before, but I think he's looking a lot more likely to make a lot more appearances this season. So it'd be nice to see him back around again. QDex with the next pick. Who's going to be the next one of Dex's Midnight Jukers. Kind of a shame that they couldn't get the Juker to join their Midnight Jukers. But he's gone to Millball instead.
The rosters are getting updated now.
Yeah, it's all getting updated now, it's nice. So looking at the draft packet, we still have 32 players left to go. That'll be 4 full rounds of Snake. Oh, of course, we're only halfway through the first round at the moment.
Is it strategical to draft people that can't play in the last rounds because the teams are kind of huge?
You can do, but then you also get completely screwed over if you don't have enough people, which is a problem I'm sure you're aware of. So captains should absolutely be drafted.
Yeah, but I'm not low J.
I mean,
I might actually draft low J because of that.
No, you should actually draft active players. That gives you a better chance in trades, and it makes the league a lot better.
Has anyone traded last season or?
Yes.
In Minors?
Yeah.
Oh,
Imp for
okay.
Ishii was a huge trade later on, and there were 2 other trades earlier in the season.
Wait, which?
They were posted on the subreddit. You can scroll back through the history if you want to see. They're getting put into the rosters Fly. It's updating. I can't believe Fly hasn't gone yet.
She said that she couldn't, or that we need to reschedule games. I think to let her play. So
Oof. Nothing displayed in the public draft packet. So looking at our top ones, as a couple don't have Minors availability, we've still got Alkius to go. We've got Mariko, Fly, Dave Roll, Ninja of NinjaBot has come back, Dr. Popper, Wu, Anduin. Anduin's still to go. How has Anduin not gone yet? But in the meantime, Dex's Midnight Jukers, apologies, have taken Ninja.
Oh wait, that's my pick. Fucking hell.
And you're gonna have to come up with something new when it comes back round to you. It's gonna be a while though. I think Snipes Watch have a couple of picks now, and then there's a few more. Snipes Watch pick Dave Rowe. Who's their second pick gonna be?
Hello, Jerry.
Hello, New Zealand.
The boys are back.
What were you and Alan discussing about your picks? Peskis and Moggy both on the same. That's crazy. They were both good fifth balls for their teams last season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
as soon as we spotted Maggie was that's still going, we were straight on it.
I think we've rounded out our roster really nicely.
Yeah, I think as long as you two always shot for a Pinky Squat. Did you want him? You wanted him.
What on earth? Wiki, you fuckhead. I wanted Pinky.
Well, Pinky was on Wiki's team last season.
He was on
he's
my
gonna be on
team.
it.
That was my team.
Leak is
I
selfie.
think
Leak
it was
is
Wiki's
selfie.
team. We're going back through the order now, so QDex will have the next pick. Yeah,
But yeah,
Pinky
I
had
think
his
we
rookie
rounded out
season.
nicely. Sorry, you go, Jerry.
Yeah, Pinky had his first season last season, and I think he impressed everyone. He got minutes in the final in the end, and he did not look out of place at all. He was quick on his way to becoming a solid regular minors player. Sorry,
On his way to becoming a 75 had coin majors player.
Exactly, he's like halfway there. And now, you were talking about the rounding out of your roster. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
Absolute Slovmania. Some of my novice gone to QDex to Dex's Midnight Jukers. You love to say it. But
I think that's a really good pick for them.
Yeah, for sure.
They need a bit more O5 power. Who knows how good Wish is going to be? Who knows how much Pulpo will show? So I think that's a really good pick. Really good pick.
I agree. And some banter takes Wu. I can see that Wu's been. I think he's been a minors every season he's played before. But they've been separated. Great.
Who did we say?
Was that your pick?
We said RPM.
I mean, you can say it, right? If they've already gone, you can say it. Oh yeah, why would you say it out loud?
I'm not into breaking the rules. I'm the captain. I'm in no way trying to depose him already. A couple of weeks before that happens.
I don't even. Is he going to PM the right person? Yeah.
There we go.
They've picked up Fly. I think that's a good choice. An extra D option, and yeah, she's clearly keen for the season, and she's very experienced and very good. I haven't seen her much on EU ping, but I imagine she's not going to be affected by it too much. I think she's got a really good internet connection to Europe.
It's got like 95, 85 ping to the European servers, which is a lot better than most
Yeah, that's really
Americans.
good. I think the gap between that and sort of like 120, 130 is huge. Like at 90, you can still kind of play in the same kind of way.
Yeah, no, so we're happy with that one for sure.
It does seem like your team is slightly defense heavy now, though. Isn't that 5 defense players and 2 offense?
Yeah, me and Raylan are good to them. So
You're just gonna hog all the O minutes the entire seaon.
we're going to be joint top cappers. We're going to make sure of it.
Ooh, big claim. Meanwhile, Tariq picks up Al Jenkins. Al Jenkins seen in pubs a lot before. This suggests he signed up for eLTP before, but it doesn't show any stats, so it's possible he signed up but then didn't show. If he does, it'll be interesting to see. We'd love to see rookies here as always.
I see Sheldon signed up with both. I'm pretty sure on season 6 he went for like 50 coins as a majors O player.
Oh, so you think he might be?
If he's still got it, he's going to
Jerry,
have to
did we sniff that one out, did you?
Yeah.
Interesting. So Raylan, you're switching to D then, right?
No, I'm not sure.
I'm dropped.
NZ's dropped. NZ was never part of the team. It's Raylan and Sheldon on O, Sevens and Pesca's on D. But meanwhile, the picks are actually coming in now. Rick of the Rick Rollers has gone for Drunk Ghoul, as opposed to regular Ghoul, who's played minors a few times before. Mucky has picked Anduin for Millwall. Anduin's another American player who's always been solid in Europe when he's played. Getting him at in this round is pretty crazy in my opinion.
Hmm. Did I just blank out there? Mucky played D with Anduin a lot last season as well. Have you already said that?
Oh
Did
yeah,
blank
I hadn't
out?
noticed that, but I think you're right.
No, I thought you might have already said it. Yeah, Mucky and Anduin played on Bull Mirrors together quite a lot last season. In the
Right,
semi-final, when they
semi-final.
got knocked out, for instance. I was awful.
So how many people left? We've got 24 people left to go. That's 3-4 rounds. Selkie straight in with 2 picks. He gets Grab Machine and Findadmagus. Grab Machine, I think, has always been great when he's shown up, but his availability has been a bit spotty in the past. Findadmagus, I'm not sure has played much competitive before. It says here he had 10 minutes in season 14. I'd love to see him show up a few more times. He plays for
Very
pubs a
regular
lot.
pubber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I imagine this might be the time he takes the step up and stays in competitive for a bit, which would be good to see. That means the next pick is back with Mucky and Millwall, and they get Alcius.
Johnson,
Yeah, some good picks here, and a lot of picks of players who've played together for a long time. I think Alcius, the Duker, and Heisey, and possibly Mucky as well have all been. I think they were all on teams back in like sort of season 7s and season 7 and earlier. So it's good to see them all reunited here for another season. Looks like the players who had no Monday availability have been removed from the draft board, so that I imagine that means they're not going to be drafted.
Man.
Oh no, Heroes. Rip.
So next up is Rick with the pick. Who would you go for here, Bulk? Who's left that you've got your eye on?
Okay, let me see. Bobbin, I think, yeah.
Shut up.
Raylan wants Ball Pun.
so
I
it's like
suspect
yeah.
Wiki does as well.
Stoned potato is picked.
Stoned Potato. Not a
So
name
the
I've
draft-
seen much before, but
The comment in the draft packet, Stone Potato, is this King Potato? Question mark.
I think
Which is a ve-
I think it's actually specific. It's not King Potato. I think it's somebody who's been around for ages. His account was really old. Never played competitive before and hasn't made a huge name for himself in pubs either. But with that kind of experience, I mean, possible sleeper. I don't know.
He played 2 minutes in season 6 bronze.
Interesting.
That's it.
What happened in those 2 minutes? But
He got 1 return.
you got to return him to.
He got
I'm sorry to interrupt everyone. New comps has just showed up in the chat of the auction site, and I think that's quite exciting.
Who?
New comps. He's chatting away in the auction site.
I don't believe it.
See what your own eyes.
Ball pun, Adam, to answer your question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is huge. Huge shout out to New Comp. He was the original
Yes,
creator
yes.
of the draft website.
Wow, what a coincidence.
The boys have got ball pun. Ball pun's back with Big Daddy, and love to see that.
Paul Pun and Raylan on the same team last season and got along like a house on fire.
So did you say Raylan? I think
Sorry,
You're
I meant
right,
Rayland, yeah.
Big Daddy is what you were looking for. If I heard Raylan right.
Who's left to go? We've still got Sir Tag Pro, Zippy Swan, the 2 main rookies. We've got America, who's played at majors before, still to go. We've got Dr. Popper, who's been in minors a lot. He couldn't show up much last season, but he's looking to make a better go of it this time.
He posted a picture in the Discord today. He's played something like 20 games today. He's got a 90% win rate in pubs.
Ooh, is that not Dr. Popper?
Yeah, he's popping off in pubs.
Holy moly. We've got a pick of Ruperto though for Bolton. I don't know a huge amount about him, and I don't have a huge number of stats to go off. I think I've seen him in pubs occasionally, and he's a solid player. It'll be good to see how he does in minors if he shows up. Now we can almost fit them all on one screen. In fact, we will fit them all on one screen.
You're waking up in 9 hours, Jerry.
Thank you. Yeah, I should probably
You'll
turn off
have to see it.
Flux. Oh no, it's been on for so long, hasn't it? Welcome to Different Colours stream. I'm sorry. Get the brightness. So we've still got a number of 3-star players left to go. Got Aaron, Dr. Papa, Testicle, Co, Jarvis Landry, Kodiak. Surprising that some of these
They're
names
still
are
on there.
still available at this point.
They are restricted on Mondays though. Like you said, that everyone was gone. So, or did Adam just remove the Americans or something?
I think he removed the Americans. I suspect Co and Kodiak will be allowed to go through.
He does, bro. Yeah.
Kodiak. Oh wait, never mind. Wait, yeah, Kodiak, you're restricted on Mondays, right?
Yeah, I mean, historically restrictions haven't really been upheld for players who aren't going to break the league. So I don't think Co or Kodiak would have gone in the minors auction draft. So I think they'll be fine to play, unless Alum says something differently.
Void has been picked.
The Void pick from Dex's Midnight Jesus. Shout out to Void / Dr. Popper.
A really solid team name that as well.
I think Dr. Popper fits in quite well for the theme of the name as well. It just sounds right.
Mm.
I'm starting to think this might not actually be new comped in the auction chat.
But who would be able to log in?
It is a shout
You
out
can
to
just
Zippy
log in,
Swan.
right?
If somebody got the link to the website, then I think they could probably sort it out. But
It's really easy to create an account.
shut up, Book. I don't want to encourage people to do it right now.
Yeah, it's too late now.
We got a Snipes watch pick, AA run. He's an American who's been mildly active in Europe before. His server ping is listed as 60, which I don't think is possible if he's actually in America. But it might be interesting to see whether the ping is right or the location is right. Comment, he does like carrots. The comment also has the incorrect number of hyphens. He's got a very difficult name to spell. Snipes Watch have also picked up Sir Tag Pro. Sir Tag Pro has gone, one of the new rookies this season.
My.
Big shout out to Sir Tag Pro. Was he going to be your next pick, Newsy?
Wiki mugging us off.
He's stealing
You're
everyone.
a slag, Ricky.
Then you want to be coming to us. Wiki.
Get in.
Well.
Oi, oi.
Hello, C.
Fuck off, C.
Wow. be nice, but.
So, Booyah went for 2?
But you went for 2, yes.
Question mark.
Ray, I feel like an awful lot of hate towards me at the moment. What's wrong with you?
Mate, fuck you. what is your game? So you've literally heard me banging on about these players for the last couple of weeks, and then you've got to drafted them all.
Ray? I think
Yeah.
he looks pretty good. Apparently he's from Birmingham. He might be really great.
I'm going to step him now just because you've said that. We'll trade you Sheldon or Enzo for some Tag Pro.
We'll have a chat.
Excuse me?
I'm not going to trade it.
Sir Tag Pro already begging to be traded away. I want to be on the Bronny team from the man
Oh
himself.
no.
Alright, who do we think? America, maybe?
Pick up Agnes Porters. Sonny Mojo, I think he's alright.
It's alright.
Either that or Captain. Bit of O cover. Your call. Or American. Yeah, whatever.
Who do you reckon?
captain of the season, really.
10 total gasp. It's inspired me to pick him.
In NLTP, he's gone.
I don't even know what that is.
You do, you, mate. Jerry, you're on NLTP. You know,
What do you want to know?
shed some light on.
Yeah, Cat Boo could do.
No,
I have to cut you.
no light.
Doing in that chat.
It's Cat
Unless
Puke.
that's one of you taking the piss.
Cat Puke's fine, don't worry.
What'd you say?
He's unhappy with this new comp that isn't new comp in the chat.
I mean, calling someone Threatening Tech Pro is a compliment, so I take it.
Just a fat, strong ball.
So yes, we have had some more drafts. We've had Testicle going to Dex's Midnight Jukers. We've got Wee Connie going to Sam Banter's team. And now we've got Cat Puke for Bulmiris. Yeah. Testicle, I think, signed up last season and was pretty... I can't remember if we showed up much at all. But he's not a bad pick for QDex. Wee Connie, I think this would be his rookie season. I think he used to pub as San Diego. Love to see him show up and pick up the ropes quickly. Cat Puke is an American. I think he's been a captain in their version of Novice, so the league below Minors in America. And he can be a pretty handy player. I haven't seen him play on EU Ping much, but for a sort of last round pick, he's pretty good. 4 more players left on the packet, and 4 more picks.
Wait, who is Murica? Is he someone or?
He's played competitive before as America.
Has he?
Yeah, in season 11, I'm guessing, kind of. I don't think it'll be anything on Tech Pro League, but no.
Did he play O or?
I can't remember what. Well, he
It
signed up
says
as
O,
O
yeah,
this
yeah,
season. Just pick him already, Sweet.
Mate, it's important.
We're almost through. Only 3 more picks to go.
Right.
Hello.
I don't know enough French, but
I think I have a general idea of what it says. And I think Raylan can lay it off now.
That's genuinely not me. I don't need to hide behind a smirk. I'm offensive as me.
Yeah, sure.
We've got an Agnes Fortis pick from Rick for the Rick Rollers. I think it's not clear whether this is Sunny Mojo or not. But Sunny Mojo was a player who's been around for a while, but also hasn't been seen for a while. It'll be interesting to see if he makes a reappearance, and it'd be nice to see him again. I think this means the next pick is Millballs, and then High Duke gets the remaining 2 players.
So, Jerry, what do you think is the best team?
So starting to look at the teams, I think your team, Threak, looks pretty strong. I think Mucky's team looks pretty insane if Booyah and Swerve show up at all, really.
Yeah, okay.
I think Rick's team's got a lot of potential.
Raylan's
Dex's
team
Midnight
is fucking
Jukers
shit.
can mount a challenge. Raylan's team's alright, I don't know, whatever.
Raven team. Sure.
I'm not entirely sold by the other teams, but I don't think there's any team that's hugely behind the others. And my predictions last season weren't terribly good, so I don't want to go too far out on the limb. High Duke Split takes Jarvis Landry. I think that's the last pick of the auction.
Sacrifice is D, right? Or
Neither. No, he plays both. He probably prefers O, I think. Sagi? Is that who you said?
Yeah, I said Sagi.
Probably prefers O, I don't
Yeah, he
think.
plays it.
Thanks for streaming, Jerry.
No problem. Thanks everyone who's watched and stayed along with it. Thanks for everyone who's co-commentated with me as well. The teams look pretty good. I'm pretty excited to watch this minor season unfold. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and see you for the first week's games will be on Sunday for majors and Monday for minors. So if you've been drafted, make sure you show up on Mumble and let's get going.
Woo.